Hi, I'm Dr. Maria Lombardo, and I am the Paleo Cosmetic Surgeon. Tonight we're doing a cooking demonstration, and one of the things I'm going to show you is how to make pumpkin granola. Everybody knows how to make bacon and eggs when they're paleo, but we miss the cereals and the granolas, so I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. Everybody, when they go paleo, says, well, I can have bacon and eggs every day. I'm going to be fine. And then you eat bacon and eggs every day, and after about a week and a half of that, you want to kill yourself. And there's only so many ways. You can scramble an egg and you can bake little muffins out of them, and that's awesome. And I encourage you to do all of that. But what about my oatmeal, or what about my cereal? Well, you can't have those things, but you can make something that sort of approximates that. So the first thing that we're going to do is the pumpkin granola. Now, I'm warning you, the recipe reads that there is chopped dates and honey. We are not doing those tonight because in the challenge there's no sugar, but those are great options, and there are not a ton that are in there. So after the challenge is over with, I would encourage you to add those in. Okay, the pumpkin granola.
Why are we doing this paleo challenge with no dates or so many recipes?
I think that a lot of people who are doing this challenge are doing it because they're trying to lose weight, or because they have so much inflammation and they really just need to kind of kickstart and detox and get rid of all of it, and then you can start introducing it back in again. Sugar is sugar no matter what form it takes. Some are more awful for you than others, but I think that if you're really trying to particularly to lose weight, you really need to eliminate all of it. So I think for the challenge, that's why we're super strict about it, but you know, you can add it back in when it's over with. So, okay, so we're gonna do a half a cup of sliced almonds, and I'm just really gonna wing this. I recommend that you measure it out, but I'm not going to. So do as I say and not as I do, please. All right, and we're gonna do a half a cup of pumpkin seeds. And you can see, reading the recipe here, that this is basically all nuts and seeds and spices. Half a cup of pecans that are chopped up. And you're going to want to add the wet ingredients into a separate bowl and mix them all together. So you got your pumpkin puree. And your coconut oil. This I'm actually going to measure because we don't want to overdo it. And I have made this recipe where I have put too much oil in and it doesn't get that nice dry clumpy granola feel to it, which is what we're trying to achieve.
If the oil is solid, like coconut oil sometimes is, you still measure it.
I put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds, just enough to kind of warm the outside, and then you let it melt. So I almost never, for this, you don't want it to be that congealed solid because you're not going to be able to mix it with the other ingredients. You need for it to be the liquid. And in that case, you can either, and if you don't like to use the microwave, you can just set it in some warm water for probably just a few minutes and it'll melt. Okay, so honey we're leaving out. We're leaving out the chopped dates, but we are doing the vanilla. We're doing super yummy cinnamon, which I have here somewhere. And Cheryl, when are we doing the spice shop tour?
I believe it's next Saturday.
Okay, well, if you are a fan of cinnamon, or even if you aren't, you will be next Saturday, because at the spice shop, they have like 5 or 6 different kinds of cinnamon from all over the world, and they're amazing and worth trying all of them, and you actually do get to taste them while you're there. So, all right, so cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, ginger, and I'm actually going to freshly grate the nutmeg. If you've never done it, it's amazing. Little microplane. And this is an actual nutmeg seed, I guess. And just fresh grate. It smells fantastic. It has such a depth of flavor to it. And there you go. All right, so we're just going to mix up our wet ingredients. And I put this, I know spices aren't wet, but I put them in there because this is what you're gonna wanna combine with the nuts to kind of bind it together, rather than sprinkling on the different spices and only having the different flavors in certain parts of the granola. So you want that to be in your wet mixture. All right, and then you're just gonna throw it all together and bind it up. All right, now, for those of you who don't know what parchment paper is, you need to know what parchment paper is. If you try to bake this on even like a non-stick cookie sheet, it really is hard once it bakes. It kind of, especially when you have the honey and the dates in there, the sugars actually kind of get hard and they stick to things. So you really want to get some parchment paper. Parchment paper is not wax paper. It's a special coated baking paper. And I haven't found anything that actually does stick to this yet. I suppose it's possible, but. So you just want to line a cookie sheet with the parchment paper. And you dump out your paleo granola right in the middle of it. So it's super easy, nothing to it so far. And you want to kind of spread this out. And the point of this is you do not want to have a fruit roll-up sheet. You want to have dry sections, kind of holes in between, because as you bake this, you're basically drying it out. Oh, you know what I forgot to throw in there is coconut flakes, which we actually did yesterday. It's a theme. So don't forget the coconut flakes. But you want to kind of just spread this out, and you can see there's kind of holes or thinner areas in the center, so that when you throw it in the oven, it, like I said, sort of dries out. Halfway through the baking time, you want to take it out and you want to kind of mix it all back up again and then put it back in for another, I think it's 20 minutes each time. And then it really kind of clumps together. When it comes out of the oven, it's still kind of soft and mushy almost, but as you let it dry on the counter and cool, it really becomes very granola-like.